Here we are again. This is class 8 biology. It's been a long time that today's date is the 12th. Okay, and we're doing the first chapter, chapter 1. Transport of food and minerals in plants. Understood? So, if you go to page number 3 of the book that we are using by Ratnasagar publication, so it says, note that plants get water and nutrients from the soil. True. All the cells of the plants need water and nutrients, so these need to be carried all over. Now, cells containing chlorophyll in the leaves manufacture food by the process of photosynthesis, which is carried to the other parts of the plant. Now, how do all these activities take place? Who is responsible for bringing the water and minerals from the roots up? Then when it is taken to the leaves, the manufactured products, how it is distributed to the rest of the plant, all these things are there. Okay. Now, the answer to this is the transport system. As higher plants such as pine, coconut, neem, rose, and the grasses and all. The grass is not a higher plant, but it comes under the purview of the plant only. They have an elaborate transport system that carries water, minerals, and food. Water and minerals from the root to the leaves, and from the leaves the manufactured food to the rest of the plants. By a transport system, this transport system is called the vascular system. Understood? Now, primitive plants such as mosses and ferns do not have a vascular system like the higher plants. The well-developed vascular system of plants is composed of xylem and phloem. Understood? So xylem and phloem, this is called the vascular system, or together they are known as the vascular bundle also. Okay. So xylem transports the minerals, water, whatever is needed by the raw materials needed by the plant. From the roots, it goes up through the branches to the leaves. And in the leaves, the food is manufactured during the daytime with the help of chlorophyll, in the presence of sunlight, with the help of this water and minerals. Okay, food is manufactured, and whatever food is manufactured in the leaves, now this food needs to be distributed throughout the plants so that the plants can nourish themselves. That is done by the phloem. Understood? So, cells that make up xylem tissues and phloem tissues are made up of 2 or more different types of cells. So, cells that make up xylem tissues are specialized to conduct water and minerals. Similarly, cells that make up phloem tissues are specialized to transport the food prepared by the leaves to different parts of the plant. Okay. So, basically xylem is towards the inner core of the plant. Like if you take the cross section of a stem, phloem will be on outside. The xylem is usually in the inner core, and usually it's composed of dead tissues only. Okay, phloem is not exactly composed of dead tissues. So, so these tissues together, xylem and phloem, are called conducting tissues because they are busy. They are conducting things from one point, from one area to another area, okay, from the roots to the top of the plants and from the leaves to the parts of the plant. So they're basically doing the work of a conductor. So that's why they're called conducting tissues. Xylem tissues is a complex tissues. It consists both of living and non-living. The 4 types of cells in xylem are xylem cells, vessels, tracheids, xylem fibers, and xylem parenchyma. Of the 4 xylem vessels, tracheids are the main conducting vessels. If you go to page number 4, figure 1.2, you can see tracheids on there and xylem vessels. Xylem vessels are long cylindrical cells joined from end to end to form long tubes. So they are like stacked on top of each other. These are cells, single cells, but they're stacked on top of each other, so they seem like a long tube. They have lignified walls, which means that the walls contain lignin. What is lignin? Lignin makes these cells stiff and provides structural support. So due to which the walls are strong and hard. Okay. Tracheids are also tubular cells, but with tapering ends. That means the ends are smaller. It's much more pointed, smaller. Well, let's not call it pointed, smaller. Tracheids are also tubular cells, but with tapering ends. The cell walls are also thickened with lignin. So xylem basically consists of both living and non-living are there, but I think non-living part is more important in xylem. And they are most of the cells that they have is lignified. That means they contain lignin. It's a hard structure, which makes it strong and it gives support also. Function: xylem vessels and tracheids transport water and minerals upward from the roots to different parts of the plant, as I've already told you. Xylem fibers are thick wall cells that provide mechanical support to the plant. So since their core, they're deep inside the plant also, they have lignified walls, most of the cells. They not only conduct water and minerals from the down part of from the roots to the different parts of the plant, basically the leaves, they also give support to the plant. Okay. Xylem parenchyma cells store water, minerals and carbohydrates. Now we come to phloem. Phloem is the food conducting tissues in plants that I've told you. So food materials move to the phloem in both directions. Okay, they go up, they go down. Xylem is only one direction, unidirectional, but phloem, different parts of the plant are all over the plant. Even the base of the tree is a part of the plant. So manufactured food has to come down also. Again, from the branches of the leaves, it has to sometimes go to the tip of the trees also. So it has to move everywhere, right? So it moves in both directions. This is unlike xylem, where the water flow in one direction only. Phloem consists of 4 elements: sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem parenchyma and phloem fibers. See again on page number 4, figure 1.3, you can see the diagram. Sieve tubes are elongated tubular cells placed end to end like tubes, like as in the xylem also. The end walls have minute pores and are called sieve plates. Okay, the small holes is called sieve plates. At maturity, the sieve tubes lack nuclei and have very few organelles. They don't have nucleus, they have very few cell organelles. This limits their function to just transporting the food material. Okay, that is the reason why at maturity they have no nuclei and very few organelles. Okay, so they will be efficient enough to transport the food material. Companion cells are also located on the sides of the sieve tubes. They are always together. Okay, if you look into the book, it's here. If you look into the book, companion cells are always together with the sieve tubes. Okay. So companion cells are located on the sides of the sieve tubes. They help the sieve tubes in conduction of food material properly. They are smaller than the other cells and have prominent nuclei. They are much more smaller than the other cells and they have prominent nuclei. Phloem parenchyma cells store food. Phloem parenchyma cells store food. Phloem fibers provide mechanical support to the plant. They are not as much as xylem fibers. They are made up of sclerenchyma cells. So phloem transports the food manufactured by the leaves and young greens to other parts of the plant. Phloem parenchyma cells help in the storage of the food also. Excess food can be stored also. So that is brought about by parenchyma. Phloem fibers provide mechanical support to the plant too. Okay. Now there is a basic difference. There are some basic differences between xylem and phloem. Let's see it. Xylem, it transports water and minerals from roots to the aerial parts of the plant. Aerial means the top parts of the plant. Phloem, it transports food materials from leaves to the other parts of the plant. Xylem, it's mostly made up of dead cells, as I told you. Living is also there, but the more functional ones are the dead ones. Phloem, it's mostly made up of living cells. Xylem, it forms vascular bundles with phloem. It is located towards the inner side of the vascular bundle, as I told you. Phloem also forms the vascular bundles with xylem. It is located on the outer side of the vascular bundles. Okay, so phloem and xylem together, they are known as the vascular bundles. And one more topic that I need to cover right now is I'll do one more thing: absorption of water and minerals. So absorption of water and minerals is done in a plant through the roots from the soil. They do this with the help of root hairs. There is always a root, and on top of the root there are root hairs. These are mainly involved in the active absorption of water and minerals from the soil. Okay, they are unicellular, the thin-walled, and they have meristematic tissues mostly in them. Okay, they greatly increase the surface area for absorption of water and nutrients from the soil. Root hair cells are large in number but short-lived. They have very short lifespan. They are continuously replaced by new cells that are formed near the root tip. Soil particles are coated with a thin film of water that has minerals dissolved in it. The root hair cells are in close contact with the water surrounding the soil particles. Okay, so next class we'll be doing absorption of water. How do we go about it? Then absorption of minerals, ascent of sap, active transport, diffusion, all these things are there. So for now we'll be doing this much only, children. I'll be uploading the notes also in a short while. So page number 3 will draw figure 1.1, figure 1.2 on page number 4, and figure 1.3 in page number 4, then figure 1.4a and b in page number 5, and please do this much for the time being. Thank you.